In this video, I'll be giving 4 awards to 4 of the rudest, shadiest zodiac signs in the zodiac. Number 1, let's start with Capricorn. Capricorn, you are the rudest sign in the zodiac. Now, I will say that the second sign that I'm going to talk about in this video definitely gives you a run for your money, and sometimes you both fight for the top spot, but I'm going to give it to you for this one reason. Capricorn is rude in that unfeeling, unsympathetic, unmerciful. I don't even know if that's a word. Unforgiving, cold, doesn't give a fluck about your feelings way of being rude. Capricorn is rude in the way, I'll give you an example. Where the Capricorn walks into work and you'll be like, "Hi, Capricorn," and the Capricorn will walk right past you, won't say anything to you, won't acknowledge you, ignores you, completely ignores you. Goes on about, his or her day, goes to clock in his or her shift, and then goes, to his or her place, his or her cubicle, whatever, what so have you. And then you're like, wow, that was really rude. That person, if you've ever had that experience, was probably a Capricorn. 9 times out of 10, that person's a Capricorn. See, a Capricorn is an earth sign, and earth signs are not very emotional signs. Earth signs tend to be very logical based people. At least an earth sign in his or her right mind is a very logical person. A person who, when you come to them, you need to come to them with facts. No fiction when it comes to a Capricorn. You need to come to a Capricorn with facts and facts only. By the way, I'm a Capricorn. So it's nice to meet you. Thank you for listening and watching this video. I'm Lamar Townsend. So hi, if you're a first time watcher. Thank you for listening and watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out the rest of my videos on my YouTube channel. Please follow me on Instagram at Lamar Townsend. Like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamar Townsend Official. Please contact me at lamartownsendtarot.com for your own personal, private, confidential tarot reading. My readings are not free. They are $1 per minute. However, they are very well worth it. If you visit my website, lamartownsendtarot.com, you can read and watch some personal tarot, or some personal reading testimonials, personal tarot reading testimonials from people who have gotten readings from me. And people have come back numerous times, by the way. I'm pretty sure each person on that portion of my website has come back twice, or at least I at least have constant communication with them. So, yeah, contact me at Lamar Townsend Tarot for your own personal, private, confidential tarot reading, or if you just want to learn more about me. Also, you can contact me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com for your own personal, private, confidential tarot reading. Also, follow me on Google+, check out my website, and follow me on SoundCloud and my Bandcamp as well. Alright, Capricorn. Capricorn is just a very, it's a sign that has, no mercy. It's a very cutthroat sign. It is a sign that, it's a tough love. Capricorn is all about tough love, and very tough love with the people that they love. Oddly enough, in a paradoxical, kind of way, not so much with people they don't know, not so much with acquaintances. They can sometimes be very, handle with kid gloves and, handle with fragile care when it comes to acquaintances. And that's not necessarily because they want to be friends with, those people. It's just because Capricorn is a very image-oriented sign, and Capricorn generally likes to get along with everyone because they like to be in the know with everyone. Because the Capricorn, it's all about work. Capricorns are all about work, and all work and no play. So, Capricorn is gonna, mingle with everyone and really get in good with the people that they can kind of, form an alliance with, or maybe that they can, use down the line, hopefully, and, that person can use them, and they can, like, it's a thing, By the way, in a non-sexual way, of course. I mean, but, whatever is your thing, as long as you protect yourself, all right? Capricorn, you're rude, and you are the number one rudest sign in the zodiac, and I have to give it to you. Congratulations, Capricorn. You are the number one rudest, shadiest sign in the zodiac, and I love it. I love it. Capricorn is not a sign that likes to talk. Capricorn is not, a person that is, about small talk. Capricorn hates small talk. Capricorn, even though that they love to network, they love to be in the in with people, they hate small talk. They hate having to come up with things to talk about and keep conversations going that they don't care about. They're not good at faking. And in certain environments, in certain professional environments, in certain business environments, and just certain environments in general, there definitely is a certain level of fakeness that needs to be brought into the table. Capricorns they really aren't good at being fake. They really aren't, unless you are paying them to be fake. Unless you're paying them to be fake. If you're paying a Capricorn to be fake, that's a completely different story. And you're paying them good money. You have to be paying them good money for them to be fake. Like fake fake. Alright? So congratulations, Capricorn. You are the number one. Alright? Number two. And as I said, this sign and Capricorn fight for the top spot constantly. But I only give the top spot to Capricorn because Capricorn is very unfeeling. It's an earth sign. This next sign I'm going to talk about is not an earth sign. It's actually a water sign. Can you guess what I'm going to say? Scorpio. Scorpio, you are the second rudest, shadiest zodiac sign, in my opinion. The top four, or at least the top two of the top four rudest and shadiest signs in the zodiac. So congratulations, Scorpio! Yay! By the way, my Venus is in Scorpio, my Pluto's in Scorpio. I believe I'm Pluto conjunct Scorpio. I've gotten a few readings from Varouche Tarot. Shout out to Varouche, I love her, and she's told me all about my chart. But every time I talk to her, and every time we have a conversation, it's like we get so caught up in everything going on and everything we're talking about that like we just get so sidetracked and stuff. So I don't know. I think she said I'm Pluto conjunct, so I love her. Scorpio, you're the second rudest sign in the zodiac, in my opinion. And I'll tell you why. Scorpio is the sign of brutal honesty, straight to the point, cut through the BS honesty. Um, Sometimes they do it and they don't even know that they're doing it, and there's different levels to it. There's the level where the Scorpio, maybe you've made the Scorpio angry, maybe you've made the Scorpio upset. So the Scorpio is going to go to that level of being very cutthroat with you and kind of digging into your skin, getting to your emotions, um, pressing your buttons, but in a more aggressive, a more, I want you to understand that, I want to inflict pain on you type of way. I want to make you feel bad about yourself. I want to make you feel like crap, type of way. But doing it in a very backhanded kind of way. Scorpios are kind of manipulative as well. Very different from Capricorns. But then there's the other level of it that's not as severe as that level, where the Scorpio is maybe having a bad day, maybe, might be a little hungry or something, and then there's that little playful rudeness where, maybe the Scorpio knows that you have an issue with your weight, and the Scorpio notices that you have a little muffin top going on or something, maybe, something, your belly's hanging out of your shirt or something like that. The Scorpio is going to be like, hey, you look at your muffin top. What's going on with that? Your belly's hanging out of your shirt. You probably need to get another shirt and stop shopping at Baby Gap or something like that. Like you know, but in a like friendly, funny kind of way. But you know, but and then the person that's on the end of it is, you know, kind of not understand how they should feel. You know, it's kind of like, haha. Part of me wants to laugh, but part of me also feels kind of hurt. You know, because that was kind of rude, Scorpio. You know, because you know I'm sensitive about that. You know, or maybe, you know, I don't know, someone sensitive about, you know, their hair. You know, Scorpio's gonna maybe make a comment about your hair, you know. But there's different levels to it. You know, it really depends on how the Scorpio feels about you as well. If the Scorpio likes you, they're not gonna be as rude to you, you know? But if the Scorpio doesn't like you, ooh. It depends on how the Scorpio is feeling that day. See, one day they could be the sarcastic rude, where it's like the Scorpio doesn't like you, but you know he or she is having a good day, so they're gonna act like they like you, but you know it's a still a backhanded kind of way where it's like, you know, they pull you in but push you away, you know. So you can it's hard to tell with the Scorpio sometimes, like because they can just their shade and their rudeness is so swift sometimes and blunt that it kind of just goes straight through you, kind of goes over your head sometimes, and kind of scalps you, and you don't realize it until, you know, you walk away from the situation. And you're like, wait, I don't have any more hair on my head. Like I don't understand what happened. You know, like why what just happened? Like I thought we were cool. You know, like that's the type of rudeness a Scorpio can impart. Then there's also once again that you know the 10 level, you know, 100 level spectrum of a Scorpio, where the Scorpio can just be downright rude and blunt and will read you your entire life. Once again, Scorpio's the sign, it's a water sign, so they're all about emotion and it's reading between the lines and being able to tell when you're lying and, you know, doing deep research on people and you know, extracting information in certain ways from people and then using all that information against them. Using all that information against those same people, you know? So you really have to watch yourself around Scorpios because you know they'll you know be buddy buddy with you and you know extract information from you. You know, you won't even know what's happening. You know, you'll just be having a conversation and they'll be asking you questions and you'll just be so into the conversation because Scorpios are really good like that. They're just really good like that. You know, and before you know, you've told the Scorpio your entire life story, yet you know nothing about the Scorpio because you've just been talking about yourself the whole time. You know. Meanwhile, every question you ask the Scorpio is evading and dodging, you know, and, you know, ducking. You have to watch yourself around those Scorpios, okay? Scorpios, you guys are the number two shadiest signs, the rudest signs in the zodiac. Very blunt people. Um, they will call you out when you're doing something wrong. They are not afraid to call people out. Um, but in a very, you know, kind of direct, rude way. No, you're doing that wrong. This is how you do it, you dummy. Like, you know. It's just a very backhanded kind of like, you know, just I love you, but you're dumb kind of way. Like, that's a Scorpio, you know, and that's just who they are. And some people can't handle that because, you know, once again, they don't really know where they stand sometimes. Because sometimes a Scorpio, you know, there's different levels to the Scorpio. There's different sides to a Scorpio. You know, that bluntness, that rudeness, you know, that shadiness is always there. But the potency of that sting really depends on how they feel about you, and it kind of depends on you as well. So kind of step your cookies up when you step to a Scorpio and be about your stuff, okay? So Scorpios, congratulations. You guys are the second shadiest sign in the zodiac, okay? Number 3. Number 3. I am going to have to give it to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you guys are so freaking rude and I love it. So congratulations Sagittarius. You guys are the third rudest, shadiest sign in the zodiac. And I'll tell you why. You guys are so blunt. And so blunt in a way that you guys don't even realize how blunt and sometimes rude you guys can be. Because you guys are just you're the sign of freedom and free thinking and not being tied down and, not being so caught up in your feelings. Why are you so emotional? Like, just be free and have fun and, not care so much. Be detached, you know? But that's not possible for some people. Sagittariuses are so detached. They can be so detached, so, once again, kind of unemotional, like Capricorn, but in a detached sort of way. um, it's weird. It's almost like you won't really know where you are with the Sagittarius until they're rude with you. That's when, the truth of how a Sagittarius feels about you comes out, is when they're rude with you. Sagittarius can be rude in a way, and it's so interesting and weird because, Sagittarius is, they have to build up to being rude with you. Generally, they're not very rude people, but once again, they're definitely very shady people, okay? Very, very shady, sometimes, the shade they throw sometimes can, once again, like Scorpio, much like Capricorn sometimes as well. Capricorn is a good shade thrower as well. But shade Sagittarius throws sometimes completely goes over people's head because Sagittarius can be so sarcastic and biting, once again, in a jokey kind of light-hearted way, kind of like Scorpio. But Sagittarius have it down to an art, to a science. I'm telling you. They're the most lovable, sweet people ever, but the saying that there's truth in every joke. That is a metaphor that I would apply to a Sagittarius in this situation. Sagittariuses are very sarcastic people, and it's very hard to tell sometimes when they're joking or when they're telling the truth. You know, um, whether they're throwing shade at you or not. Was that shade they just threw at me, or were they literally just telling a joke? Were they throwing shade, or were they literally just pointing out the fact that I eat, my salad a certain way? Were they just pointing that out, or were they throwing shade? And then you start becoming self conscious about your salad eating, skills, the way you eat salads, and the Sagittarius will keep joking, joking about that, with you, like you just eat salads wrong or something like that. And Sagittarius just kind of like to play mind games like that with people, like. But once again, There's truth in every joke. Okay. Um, Sagittariuses are also super duper freaking smart. So once again, sometimes their rudeness, their bluntness goes over people's heads. Sometimes people don't even realize that a Sagittarius is being rude with you until after the fact. You know? I mean, you really have to get a Sagittarius to that point where they kind of just pop off and, once again, the truth of how a Sagittarius feels about you will come out when you upset them, when you make them mad. Well, you know what? I never really liked you anyway, because you do this, this, and this, and I hate the way you dress, and I hate the way you talk, I hate the way you pronounce this word. That's a Sagittarius. I hate that you're clingy. Just rude. Rude. I hate that you're a mama's boy. Why do you always need to be with your mama? You know? I hate that you're so insecure. I can never go out with you and have fun. You're always worried about, yourself and, you're, you know? That's a Sagittarius. Just straight to the point, gut, like, no F's given, at that point. Um, you know. Um, but the thing is, up until then, they're very free loving and free spirited, and I love everyone, but You know, Sagittarius can sometimes be kind of moody, you know, and you just really have to be careful of when you catch them, you know. Because once again, if you catch them on a bad day, they'll throw that very sarcastic kind of shade that kind of like comes out of nowhere. It hits you out of nowhere. It's like, whoa, like I didn't expect that shade to come from Sagittarius. And then you have to even kind of question, was that shade or am I just in my feelings about what the joke they said, you know? Just very biting, kind of blunt people. Um, and that's kind of all the fire signs. Ironically, the fourth sign I'm going to talk about is another fire sign. So, Sagittarius is, you guys are the third rudest sign in the zodiac, and I don't think that you guys are surprised that you're on this list. Actually, I think Sagittarius is a sign that is actually very misunderstood in this area. Sagittariuses are just very blunt. They can't hold things in. They don't like to hold things in. They are truth seekers. So, eventually the truth will always come out of a Sagittarius. You know, it's just how that truth comes out, you know, is the determining factor. Um, because sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. That's also another metaphor I could apply to Sagittarius. By the way, my Mercury and Mars are in Sagittarius, so I approach things and I can communicate like a Sagittarius, and I definitely do that. Definitely communicate like a Sagittarius sometimes. But once again, even with me, I can be very lovey-dovey, but if you catch me on the wrong day, I pop off, and how I really feel about you comes out. The truth always comes out. Sometimes it's shady, sometimes it's not. You know, the truth shall set you free, regardless, alright? So, number 4. We've made it all the way to number 4. Wow. Thank you for listening and watching this far. Are you ready for the fourth sign? Drum roll, please. And a gong added at the end, alright? The fourth rudest, the fourth rudest, shadiest zodiac sign in the zodiac, Aries. Much like Sagittarius, Aries can be such a sweetheart, so giving, so loving, um, such an arms wide open kind of person. But on the flip side, Aries can be very arrogant. Very I'm better than you. Very, get behind me, get below me, peasant, very cutthroat. Aries is the type of rude that will cut you off and will dare you to keep speaking. Try to speak over them. Excuse me? Are you trying to speak over me? Really? Now I'm gonna get even more mad, and I'm gonna throw things so I can have control and take control over the situation because I'm losing control and I'm an Aries and I need to constantly have control over everything. I love you guys, by the way. Some of my favorite people are Aries. Mariah Carey, Lady Gaga, Aretha Franklin, and so many more. I'm trying to think of more, but it's taking too much time, so I'm gonna move on. Aries is also rude and blunt in the way of, oh, I love you, but only to the extent that you don't cross these boundaries that I put. So only to the extent that you don't cross this line, only to the extent that you stay in this box that I put you in and keep you in. Only to the extent that you love me and allow me to behave however I want and do whatever I want and not get mad and not love me. Love me unconditionally. even if I love you with conditions sometimes. Just rude sometimes, Aries, you know? Um, and sometimes once again, Aries doesn't even, see when they're being rude. Um, because it's just their nature. It's just who they are. Aries can sometimes have, a natural attitude about them. They hate being challenged. Um, Aries also hates shade being thrown at them. They naturally, instinctively can detect shade being thrown at them, hate being thrown at them, and they react to it. You know, whether it be that they kind of poke at that person and prod at that person and to piss that person off, or whether they get in that person's face, and pop off. It really depends. Once again, with each sign I've talked about in this video, there's always a spectrum of you know level 100, level 1, and everything in between, okay? Aries is no different. Um, Aries can be such sweethearts, but also very complex, and I find that that's a common theme with all of these signs, is these signs are very, very complex. They have to exist within a world where they're not easily understood by other people. Um, you know, Sometimes they get frustrated. Sometimes Aries gets frustrated and they don't know how to react in a positive way in the moment. They don't know how to react in a way that's conducive to peace and harmony and positivity, Aries can be a very spontaneous type of sign. Nothing wrong with that. Um, but sometimes, Aries, you can just be, grandiose. Um, and sometimes Aries, I think it's okay, to come down and mingle with the common folk and, you know, um, just live life and be, Aries. So these are the four shadiest, rudest signs in the zodiac. Honorable mentions: Virgo. Virgo, you can definitely be rude and judgmental as well, but we love you nonetheless. Gemini. Gemini, you can be very mouthy, and things can sometimes slip because your mouth can sometimes move faster than your brain and vice versa. But we love you nonetheless. Cancer. Cancers can be such sweethearts, but ooh, catch them on a bad day, make them really, really mad. Oh, wow. Talk about rude. Wow. Cancer, Cancer can is the type of sign, much like Capricorn, that can give no flux about your feelings. And ironically, they're a very feeling, emotional sign. But, if you push them to that point, once again, level 1, 100, and everything in between. Cancers are really good shade throwers, okay? So be prepared if you're dealing with a Cancer, okay? They aren't afraid to go there, all right? They're never afraid to go there if they have to. All right? Am I missing anyone? Leo, maybe. Sometimes Leo can be a bit rude. Um the gentle lions you guys are, sometimes you guys definitely roar and frighten people, and ignore people sometimes. It's just kind of rude, Leo, but we love you nonetheless. If any other signs, have not been mentioned in this video, please let me know in the comments below. Of course, all signs, all people are capable of being rude, but these are the top four zodiac signs, in my opinion, that take the cake for being the rudest, alright, and the shadiest. Doesn't mean we love them nonetheless, okay? On this channel, we love everybody. Alright, thank you guys for listening and watching. Please subscribe. Share with your friends and family. Spread the word. Contact me for your own personal, private, confidential tarot reading, okay? LamarTownsendTarot.com, alright? And follow me on Instagram at Lamar Townsend. Like me on Facebook, Facebook.com/Lamar Townsend Official. Thank you guys so much. I'm signing off for tonight, okay? I'll catch you guys in the next video, alright? I'm exhausted. Love ya. Thanks for being shady and rude. But always remember that love trumps all. Positivity trumps all. Alright? Rudeness cannot be met with rudeness, people, okay? Only peace, love, and positivity. Love you. Good night.